Hey guys, it's Adam back with another video, and today I'm going to be doing a review on the LG G5. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so the first thing we're going to talk about is the specs. And the specs are pretty decent on this phone. We've got a Snapdragon 820, and this is a decent chipset, and it's definitely capable. And for 200 quid on eBay, which is what the price I got the phone for, it's pretty decent, and I definitely recommend the phone for that price. At 400 quid, the selling price normally, it's alright, but if you can get it on eBay for a better price, or Craigslist in America, then I definitely recommend getting this phone at a cheaper price, because you know you can get it now because the LG G6 has recently come out, so people are selling their phones because they want the latest phone. But yeah, the phone is very capable, and I definitely do not find any faults in this phone. In everyday use, you can just use it at a breeze. Even at dual screen mode, it's still pretty capable. There are some slight glitches and lag in dual screen mode, but there isn't much problems with it, so I definitely recommend getting this phone if you want some capable specs at a cheap price. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about is the camera, and the camera is pretty decent on this phone. It's got two cameras at the back, a wide angle and a normal camera, and it's pretty good. I mean, it's different to all the other phones because it's got a wide angle camera, and most have them as a telephoto lens. And I mean, this phone is really good. If you want to take a picture of a stadium, it does the job, and you know, I can't argue with it. It's amazing. So here we have a picture of the wide angle camera, and this is a photo of a flower. And now on the primary camera, you can see that it's slightly crisper, and it gets that detail really well. And I definitely recommend the camera if you are looking for a good phone. And another good side to this phone is that you have a manual choice of settings, so you can shoot in RAW on this phone, and you get all the features like ISO and aperture, and even manual focus, which if you want that is pretty useful. So if you want to use it as a backup camera, maybe for vlogging, I definitely recommend this phone. It does the job. And here we have a picture, a selfie of the front facing camera, and it's pretty decent. It's not best, but if you want to take a good selfie for Instagram or Snapchat, it'll do the job. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about is the speakers, and the speakers are pretty decent. You've got a hi-fi DAC that you can get, which is a modularity that you just put onto the phone, and it works pretty well. So another thing that's cool, which I'll just talk about in the segment as well, is the battery, and you can just switch them out because it's modular, and that's the thing I love with phones, and I'm very sad that no recent phones have come out with that. That's why I got a slightly older phone, so I can get that modular battery, because the battery isn't that good. It's 28,000 milliamps, if I'm correct, 2800, sorry. But yeah, it's decent. It's not amazing, but because you can switch out those batteries, there's nothing to worry about. So moving back to the headphones, you get some pretty good headphone quality. It's not the best, but the good thing is you can get a headphone DAC, which you just put into the bottom of the phone instead of the normal normal mouth, or whatever you call it. And you just put that in, and you get two headphone jacks then, because you have the normal one, which is the top, and the bottom one, and it has some really good quality sound. I definitely recommend it. And yeah, the headphones are pretty good. And here is a speaker comparison of the one with the headphone jack, the hi-fi DAC, and the normal speakers. So they're pretty similar, as you can hear right now. But the headphone jack does make a lot of difference, so if you want some really good headphones but you don't want to buy a full DAC that you have to carry around as well, I definitely recommend this. The one problem with this modularity is that you have to get a different case, and there aren't really many cases out. I think there's one case on eBay you can get, and that's about it, so it's not amazing. If you want a modular part, you have to get a different case, and they're not very good cases. They sell a wide amount of cases for this phone with the mods on, which sucks. Okay, so now I want to go back into benchmarking, which is a bit related to specs. Well, it is definitely related to specs, and as you can see on the screen here, we have the Geekbench 4 results, and it's pretty decent. It tops the Samsung S7, if I believe. I looked down on the results, and the S7 was below the LG G5, and it's very capable, this phone, but you know, that might have just been a fault with the benchmarking, and benchmarks don't mean everything. So now here we have the Antutu benchmarks, and the graphics are pretty good on this phone. I don't know 100% what the graphics are. I will put that on screen now. But it's got an Adreno GPU, which is pretty decent. It's good for a phone. It's, you know, you shouldn't really be gaming on this. You know, get a PC if you want that. But yeah, overall the specs are pretty decent, as I said before. Okay, so the problems with this phone are the modularities, and although they are good, the problem is the variety and the expense and cost of the modularity parts, and the ease of use. So what you have to do to change the modular parts is you actually in fact have to take out the battery, swap them out, and put another one in. But you have to obviously change the mounting bit, and then you just slide it back in, and you have to power on your phone again. And that's a problem that a lot of people have, because you have to power on your phone, and it's quite annoying. It's not that useful, and the Moto Z got it right, definitely better than the LG G5. But you know, the LG G5 does the job with modular parts if you really do need them. Though the thing is, this phone is really good without the modular parts, and people complain about the phone just because of the fail of the modularity. But without the modularity, this phone is very capable and definitely, you know, beats some of today's flagships, in fact. And you know, I have no problems with this phone, and the modularities aren't the best. You've got a camera module, a Hi-Fi Plus stack, you have a 360 camera, a VR headset, and I think that's it, and that's the problem. Also the variety, and the next thing is the cost. So they're pretty expensive, but now you can get them on eBay for a pretty cheap price, so I definitely recommend getting them on eBay, so you can get them a lot cheaper now, like 40 or 50 quid, maybe even 20 for the camera module. Obviously the 360 camera will cost a lot more because it's a camera, obviously. But the Gear 360 camera is a lot better than the LG camera, I believe, just because of the popularity. So another problem I have with the phone is the battery, and the good thing about it is you can switch it out. The problem is that the battery doesn't last that long. It lasts about half a day, and apart from that, you have to switch out the batteries, and then after that, it's fine. But the problem is that the battery overall isn't that good, but because you can switch out the batteries, I have no problem with the phone. Okay, so the next thing I want to get into is the build quality of the phone, and the build quality is really good. It's kind of metal, but it's also got an anodized finish. I'm not 100% what the finish is, but it feels slightly different to metal. But it does feel good in the hands, and the screen size and the build of the phone definitely feels right at home for me. I like big phones. It's not the biggest phone in the world, but it does the job. It's got a big screen, 1440p, so that's really decent. That's pretty much all you get on the phone these days on the flagship. You can get a 4K phone, but that's only the Sony Xperia Z5 Premium and XZ Premium, I believe. So yeah, you don't really need a 4K screen because of the size of the screen. I mean, why would you want a 4K screen on like a 5-inch or 6-inch phone? It's not really worth it. So now I'm going to go into my thoughts on the phone. Okay, so my overall thoughts on the phone is definitely get it. I mean, it's an amazing phone. It's not obviously the best phone. It doesn't have amazing features, but overall it is decent. It will do the job. If you're looking for a good phone with good specs at a cheap price because of getting it on eBay, I got this on eBay, and it's pretty much like new. It didn't come in the original packaging, but it's still really decent. So yeah, I mean, it's a really good phone. I definitely recommend it if you want a good camera, you want a good battery because you can switch them out. It doesn't have the best built-in battery, but you can, because it's user replaceable, it's fine. And yeah, I definitely recommend it if you want a good phone camera, good specs, and all of that at a good price. And that's pretty much it. Okay, so now I want to talk about something. So we hit 100 subs, and I'm really happy about that. We currently have 101 subs, which I'm really happy about. Thank you guys. And because of that, I think I'm going to start a behind the scenes channel. So leave a like and a comment if you want that to happen. I have an account ready to go if you do want that to happen, but obviously we don't have to start it up. And my content, I haven't really made much recently, but in the holidays I'm making a lot more. So there should be videos every other day, if not every day. But I'm gonna have to try a lot harder than I've been doing recently. So yeah, I hope we do that well. And anyway, guys, that is it for the video, and I will see you in the next one.